Hello luxury watch lovers! In this channel, I cover the background, fundamental design features, and things to consider before buying your watch. If you have a luxury watch that you'd like me to cover, let me know in the comments below. In this video, we will cover what I think are the top 11 affordable watches, even us watch enthusiasts can't hate. Starting at the top with number 11. The Casio A158WA. You may be thinking, why on earth would someone buy a $19 watch? The stainless steel caseback has the brand stamping as well as the model number 593. The linked bracelet is also made of stainless steel. The contrast between the brushed appearance of the bracelet and the polished appearance of the case is worth noting. The watch uses a standard quartz movement with a 7-year battery life. A crisp LCD screen on the dial displays the time in hours, minutes, and running seconds. You can also switch between 12 and 24-hour time using the right-hand pusher. The day of the week is displayed above the time, between the hours and minutes. The date is above the seconds to the right. The bottom left pusher can be used to cycle through the watch's various functions. The first is the alarm feature. Then there's the stopwatch, which is pretty self-explanatory. Start or stop on the right and reset on the left. Finally, you'll be able to adjust the date and time. Apart from the price, the best thing about this watch is the way it looks. It has a great retro style and feel to it, which, if you grew up in the 1980s, will bring back memories. Taking a look at its design features, the Casio A158WA has a case size of 34mm, a thickness of 8.5mm, and a lug-to-lug of 38mm. Its standard quartz movement provides an impressive power reserve of 7 years. But the most impressive part of all is its price, at about $19. Moving on to number 10, the Orient Bambino version 5. This is a brand new version. It's the Bambino of the Bambino line, having been released towards the end of 2018. This line is distinct from the others. To begin with, there are two distinct styles. Let's call them Set A and Set B to make things easy. Set A is your best bet if you want to be transported back to the 1990s. It boasts Arabic numerals in a font that harkens back to the days of analog timepieces. The dial is also large, evoking the 1990s. Set A contains 3 watches that are identical except for their casings. They come in silver, gold, and rose gold. Set B appears to be a manly collection. You'll get a chunky stainless steel strap that lacks the delicacy of the other models. The hands on the watch are noticeably thin, but they still look great with the number typeface. The minutes are recorded on an outside ring. It is, however, difficult to read. The ring is made up of small, inconspicuous dots. In the 3 o'clock position, a calendar may be seen. It came with the timepieces in the other Bambino models as well. It's only the date of the day, unfortunately. This, however, is now the standard. Zooming in on its design features, the Orient Bambino version 5 has a case size of 40.5mm and a thickness of 21mm. It has a Japanese automatic movement with an F6724 mechanism and proudly boasts a water resistance of up to 100 meters. It has a comfortable price tag of about $185. Swimming across to number 9, the Seiko Turtle. The gold also visually connects the turtle to the popular Swiss dive watches from the 1950s and 1960s, which often included gilt embellishments. In the appropriate afternoon light, the sun catches the edges of the hands and markers. and dances across the matte dial in really attractive ways, giving the watch a warm glow. Seiko's workhorse, the 4R36 automatic movement, beats inside that cushion case. When you turn the screw-down crown, the mechanism hacks and hand winds, and it's made in Japan by Seiko. The Seiko Turtle has a unidirectional rotating bezel with tactile coin edge that makes it easier to operate with damp hands. The crown, located at 4 o'clock, is screwed down. The watch is completely ISO 6425 certified, and the case is water resistant to 200 meters. The stainless steel H-link bracelet has an extender to assist in glide over a wetsuit. So taking a look at some of its design features. The Seiko Turtle has a case size of 45mm, a thickness of 13.3 millimeters, and a lug width of 22 millimeters. It is powered by its Seiko 24 dual automatic 4R36 movement and has a Hardlex mineral crystal, which has an incredible water resistance of up to 200 meters. This watch is priced at about $375. Swiping across to number 8, the Seiko Samurai. The Seiko Prospex Samurai was initially only available in titanium, with stainless steel as a backup option. However, in 2008, the titanium versions were phased out. Only a black dial with a waffle-like textured pattern was available on the first Seiko Samurai. The Seiko Samurai's indicators are simple and focused on durability rather than aesthetics. When it comes to timekeeping, a diver's watch should always be clear and accurate. The Seiko Prospex Samurai is one of the most popular diving watches on the market today. It not only provides the necessary diving equipment, but it also has amazing accuracy and dependability. When it comes to preserving a diver's watch while still stressing precision, the AR35 caliber movement exceeds all expectations. Let's check out some of its design features. The Seiko Samurai has a case size of 43.8 millimeters, a thickness of 13.4 millimeters, and a lug width of 22 millimeters. Its automatic and manual winding movement allows up to 41 hours of power reserve. And this Hardlex crystal has a water resistance of up to 200 meters. You can expect to pay anywhere between $450 to about $600 for this watch. Popping bottles with number 7. The Seiko Presage series SRPE53K1 Cocktail Time. The entire casing is made of high-polished stainless steel with excellent finishing. The slender but athletic lugs complement the plain circular case form. At 3 o'clock, there is a very comfortable and beautifully proportioned signed crown. The crown has good ridges and there is no crown or stem wobble. When you turn it over, you'll find a screw-down display case back that reveals the 6R35 movement, which is uninspiring but functional. The crown is not attached to the case via screws. The dial is stunning, and if there's one thing that Seiko has done over the years, it's creating some of the most attractive dials in the industry. They frequently use the Presage brand to explore with lovely new materials and finishing techniques inspired by Japanese culture. The hands are Dauphine-style stainless steel hands with a high polish finish. There isn't a better handset for this dial than this one. Let's look at its design features. The Seiko Presage SRPE53K1 has a case size of 40.5 millimeters, a thickness of 12 millimeters, and a lug-to-lug of 47 millimeters. Its 4R35 movement allows up to 36 hours of power reserve, and it has a water resistance of up to 50 meters. This watch is priced at about $350. Staying in the family at number 6, the Seiko SARB033. The SARB033 features a distinctive and adaptable design that can be dressed up or down according to the occasion. It has polished indexes and sharp sword-style hands that complement the overall design and serve to highlight the otherwise flat dial color. The band on the Seiko SARB033 is based on Grand Seiko's bracelets, which are among the best in the industry today. It's robust and reassuring, and it seems far more substantial than the watch's pricing suggests. The transition between the various case finishes produces a depth that is generally reserved for watches costing hundreds or even thousands of dollars more. The display caseback and signature crown add to the upmarket appeal of the Seiko. It has highly polished hands and indexes that are visible in virtually any light, and subtle lume plots around the dial keep it legible in the dark. Zooming in on its design features, the Seiko SARB033 has a case size of 38mm, and its automatic movement provides a power reserve of up to 50 hours. Its sapphire crystal ensures a water resistance of up to 100 meters. You can expect to pay anywhere between $800 and $1,500 for this watch. Moving along to another family member at number 5, the Seiko SARX045. The casing's shape and style are distinctive, with angular sporty lines blended with long and smooth components, such as the curving side of the case. Satin brushed and polished parts coexist in this case. The lug's tops are satin finished, while the bezel is polished. The case's bevels are polished, but the sights are brushed. The blue dial of the Seiko Presage SARX045 is stunning and beautiful. Perfection is achieved not when there is nothing more to add, but when there is nothing else to take away, as the saying goes. Even though the dial is exceedingly clean and elegant, Seiko manages to make it anything but boring. The watch has a stunning vertical tuxedo dial with a rich dark blue color that is well finished. The Seiko Presage SARX045 comes with an H-link stainless steel bracelet. The bracelet has a sporting appeal despite its thinness. It may rest slender and gently on the wrist due to its thickness. It mixes satin brushed and polished parts to provide the impression of a high-quality timepiece. Looking at its design features, the Seiko SARX045 has a case size of 39.5mm and a thickness of 11.3mm. We're looking at a lug-to-lug of 48mm and a lug width of 20mm. Its 6R15D movement allows up to 50 hours of power reserve, and it also has a beautiful sapphire crystal. Still on the side of affordability, you're looking at a price of about $570 for this watch. Showing some chivalry at number 4, the Tissot Gentleman. The Tissot Gentleman Powermatic 80 Silicium is all a wearable daily beater should be and more. It will work in any situation, anywhere, at any time. That is exactly what we are expecting of this timepiece. Overall, if you're searching for your one and only watch and want to make the switch to mechanical, this is a terrific option. And with the holidays approaching, it's something to consider as a first mechanical watch present for a young adult, your husband, or even yourself. In terms of design, the Tissot Gentleman Powermatic 80 Silicium is a classic. depending on codes seen on watches like the Aquaterra and the Datejust. That is, a watch with contemporary dimensions, a sleek design, and most significantly, the all-rounder, multi-purpose, and versatile style that an everyday watch requires. The color is lovely and not overly saturated, and the brushed pattern provides a unique touch by shifting color depending on the light. Nothing out of the usual this time, but a pretty effective option. And onto its design features. The Tissot Gentleman Powermatic 80 Silicium has a case size of 40mm and a thickness of 10.64mm. As its name suggests, the Powermatic 80 caliber automatic and manual movement allows up to 80 hours of power reserve. You can choose from the following dial colors: white, blue, or black. But whichever you choose, all three have superluminova on its hands and indexes. You can choose between a stainless steel bracelet or a calf leather strap. It has an impressive water resistance of up to 100 meters. And this gentleman is priced at about $775. Getting closer to the top at number 3, the Hamilton Khaki Field Auto. The Hamilton Khaki Field Auto, reference H70555533, comes with a stainless steel case. The timepiece is both utilitarian and attractive. It has a polished side and satin brushed round finish. In contrast, the bezel is polished. The crown is big, with notches at 3 o'clock and the Hamilton emblem on the side. The small case allows it to simply slip under a cuff and sit slender on the wrist. The case is a common size for sports watches, and it's ideal for guys with medium to large wrists. A gorgeous black dial with a grained circular finish adorns the watch. Printed lettering, rather than applied markers, contrasts the black, as is customary for watches in this price category. But keep in mind that this is a military watch. Around the outer edge of the dial are white painted seconds and split seconds markings. For better visibility in low light, each 5-minute location features a bright dot. The dial boasts a straightforward pattern with layers of Arabic numbers. Taking a look at its design features, the Hamilton Khaki Field Auto has a case size of 42mm, a thickness of 12mm, and a lug width of 21mm. Its ETA 28242 movement allows up to 38 hours of power reserve. It comes with an attractive brown leather strap, and it has a water resistance of up to 100 meters. You can expect to pay about $545 for this watch. Taking off into outer space with number 2, the Timex Marlin Day Date. The case appears to be entirely high polished, and the edges appear to be reasonably priced. In profile, the case features 3 surfaces, a narrow center and 2 sloped sides on either side. The bezel slope complements the domed crystal's angle, creating a lovely optical line. In effect, the entire shell takes on the shape of a dome. This UFO-like creature resembles the original Marlin in looks, but it is noticeably larger. It certainly captures the original's wonderful retro design language. The underlying radially brushed sunburst on the satinized dial transitions from pale metallic green to a very dark green. The polished baton indices and crystal that perches atop the case like a bubble add to the light play. The entire ensemble is captivating. This is definitely one of those timepieces that makes me forget to check the time. The strap is a deep forest green with bright green contrast stitching. The stitching is neat and the strap's overall quality is good. And for convenient strap adjustments, the strap has fast-release spring bars. Zooming in on its design features, the Timex Marlin Day Date has a case size of 40.2mm and a thickness of 13.5mm. We're looking at a lug-to-lug of 48mm and a lug width of 20mm. It has a Miyota 8205 movement and a water resistance of up to 50 meters. And you can expect to pay about $259 for this watch. Taking our top spot at number 1, the Seiko 5 SRPE53K1. The Seiko 5 SRPE53K1 is designed to be a sporty and long-lasting everyday timepiece. Its design is elegant and tidy, but there are still plenty of sporting features. Not only does this watch seem sporty, but it is also built to last. The watch's bezel is sleek and polished, and this replaces the regular diver's unidirectional rotating bezel. Its combination of polished and brushed parts adds to the overall quality impression. So let's take a look at its design features. The Seiko 5 SRPE53K1 has a case size of 40mm, a thickness of 11.5mm, and a lug-to-lug of 44.6mm. Its Seiko automatic caliber 4R36 movement allows up to 41 hours of power reserve. It has a hardlex crystal, which enables a water resistance of up to 100 meters. This high-end looking watch is priced at about $285. And this wraps up my review of what I think are the top 11 affordable watches even watch enthusiasts can't hate. Thank you for watching this video right through to the very end. These videos take a long time to make, but are a labor of love. If you enjoy this type of content, let me know in the comments. And remember, time is your greatest asset.